Honestly, bro, the reason why your life sucks is because of one word, and that's leverage. Your life sucks because you have no leverage. And hear me out, because my life up until recently sucked as well. Leverage is literally the ability to walk away from situations that you don't like, from shitty situations. All leverage is the ability to choose instead of, being forced, instead of having to settle. That's all leverage is. And leverage shows up in every single area of our lives, whether we want to admit it or not. In our jobs, so professional life, in our personal lives, in friendships, with our family, in relationships, even in just everyday day to day life. So I know you feel it, bro. Like, you feel like you have to just take whatever life gives you. Like, you have to just settle for whatever's in front of you. But the reason why is because you have no leverage. You know it deep down. If you had the ability to leave a situation that was not good for you, that was shitty, you would leave. That's just common sense. You hate your job, but you're still there, right? Because you don't have any other options. You're dealing with women who you might not even be attracted to, who might treat you like shit, who don't really like you like that, but you stay because you don't have any other options. You're hanging out with friends who treat you badly, who you don't even want to be around because you're afraid to be alone. You don't have any other friends who could replace them. You don't have any other options. That's just how leverage works. So think about it for my athletes. Let's think about it for a second from a sports perspective. When a team is trying to trade a player, right? And everyone knows that that team has to trade said player. What do they try to do? They try to start lowballing them because they no longer have the leverage. You know what I mean? Because now they know this player has to go no matter what. So we're not going to give you a good offer. We're going to give you a trash offer, and we know you have to accept it, either from us or from someone else. That's just how it works in real life as well. So, what's the lie we've been conditioned to believe? In society, we are kind of conditioned to believe as men to just accept what's given to us, just accept life as it is. If you're in a shitty job, everyone's in a shitty job, who cares, just accept it. Maybe you're with a girlfriend, or you're dealing with women who don't respect you, they don't really like you, they just basically tolerate you. And I know you feel it. You can feel as a man when a woman likes you or not. We all can kind of feel it. But you believe, it's better than nothing. I might as well just stay. I don't believe I can do any better. Maybe again, it's with your family or your friends. You believe you just have to take terrible treatment, bad behavior, because you believe you can't, isolate for a while and develop new friends, become better as a person, and deal with your family in a different way, or get new friends. So we accept what's given to us, and this is such a dangerous way to live, because over time this builds resentment. You begin to resent your job, you begin to resent the people there, you begin to resent maybe the girl you're dating or the women you're dating. Maybe you begin to resent your friends or your family, and worst of all, you begin to resent yourself, because deep down you're letting yourself down. Deep down you're betraying yourself, but you don't want to take the steps to change that. Why is that? And I was the same way as well. I was dealing with, girls who didn't really like me because I believed I didn't have any options. I was stuck in a job that, while I was grateful to have, it just felt like I was in a box. I was no longer fulfilled or satisfied at that job, but I stayed because I didn't have any other options at the time. That's all leverage is. I'm telling you, that's really all it is. It's just having options and the ability to walk away from bad situations. So, how do you take your power back? Because once you see the lie, you can't unsee it. The only way to build leverage is to build yourself as a man. You have to improve your skills. You have to improve your abilities, who you are. You want a better job. You don't like your job. You want a higher paying job. You have to leverage your skills, improve your skill set, become more of an asset, so that you can start applying to different jobs, to higher paying jobs. Whether that means you have to study more, you have to take courses, whatever the case may be, you have to improve your skill set so that you can then be qualified for better jobs. You don't like the women you're dealing with. You don't like your girlfriend because maybe you're just not attracted to her. Maybe she doesn't treat you right. You have to improve as a man physically and internally as well, so that you can now start to improve your dating pool, so that you can now attract quality women who you actually are attracted to, who are attracted to you and will treat you right. You have terrible friends. You have to improve as a person, especially internally, mentally, and internally, so that you can know these are bad friends. I need to improve who I hang around with. And naturally, you'll start to attract better quality friends. You want to improve financially. You need to start learning about finances. You need to start saving more money than you spend, leveraging your money, using money as a tool, acquiring more assets instead of liabilities. So at the end of the day, the only way to gain leverage is to improve in said area you are trying to gain leverage in. It's easy, but it's not, it's simple, but it's not easy, rather, but that's really the only way, or you're going to continue being treated like shit. That's the only way I can put it. And again, we are all in this together. I know how it feels to have no leverage, to feel like you're being, you're being given a hand that you don't even want. You're forced to play with cards you don't even want, rather than shuffling and dealing your own cards. And I know the saying, you got to deal with the cards you're dealt, which is true, but you can still influence your life to some degree. You don't just have to accept whatever is given to you. You don't have to just accept being put in shitty situations. Don't do this to yourself. We can improve in every area of our lives so that we can gain said leverage, or we can just continue to be, punching bags to whoever. You're not hopeless. You're not a victim. Unplug from the lies and take your power back. Let's get to the other side together.